Live, local, late breaking. News Channel 8 at 6. Continuing coverage of the closing of Case.
One of the top 10 employers in the Quad Cities announces a shutdown. 900 workers will lose their jobs. The impact of the shutdown will be felt by everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa Cutler. Tonight, a special edition of News Channel 8 as we continue team coverage on the closing of Case.
Hi, Melissa. I am Matt Hemmel, live in East Moline at the Case plant with the latest information that we have tonight. And we begin tonight with news that this area certainly did not want to hear. This is the facts that we got into our newsroom today. It announces that Case New Holland has plans to close this plant in East Moline behind us. The company calls it a consolidation. When Case and New Holland merged a while back, we knew that there may be cuts. They warned us that that would be the case. No one knew then, however, what would be in store for the East Moline plant. Now, the union contract with Case New Holland runs until 2004, but we have been told tonight that the union and the company will come to a mutual agreement on when the final date will actually be for this plant to close. The plants in Fargo, North Dakota, Racine, Wisconsin, and one in Germany will also be shutting down. The one bright spot to all of this, the plant in Burlington, the Case plant in Burlington, that will remain open. It is worth noting that is also a non-union shop. Now, we continue our team coverage with more on what will happen right here in East Moline. News Channel 8's John David is here with more on that story. John?
Matt, millions of dollars of incentives weren't enough to save the plant. It's a case of a global decision that's robbing local jobs. Scenes of a bustling plant that will soon become a part of the past. The Case closure will mark the end of an era in Quad City manufacturing. Jobs that are disappearing due to a global economy, one that offers too many combines and not enough sales.
The decision to close the East Moline plant was an extremely difficult decision. It was driven by business factors exclusively.
While the plant closure is a big blow to local manufacturing, it's also tough on Illinois lawmakers who lobbied hard to save this plant. That included millions for state-of-the-art equipment and job training. State Representative Mike Boland says it was everything but the kitchen sink.
It's a tough blow to take when you make that kind of effort and then, you see that your worst fears still come true. Fears that translate to reality for the 900 employees. Company officials blame sluggish business for the shutdown and the call to consolidate their combine manufacturing in Nebraska.
Because of market demand, we're really not able to support 2 combine facilities in North America, so really looked at all aspects, and in the end, the Grand Island, Nebraska facility was chosen because it offers the lowest fixed costs.
We're tough people here, in the East Moline region. We've shown we can survive tough times, and we'll just pick ourselves back up and try to rebuild and get some new stuff in here.
And try to find some new opportunities before the last red combine rolls out of the plant. Representative Boland says the growing economy should make this a much better situation than it was during the dark days of the 1980s, but still, Matt, very tough times ahead for those folks who will have to look at new jobs and careers down the road.
And unfortunately, it brings back an awful lot of those memories for all of us, and that is not good. All right, thank you very much, John. And what has seemed to many people to be a very good economy otherwise in the Quad City area, this news comes as a shock to some, but many workers who have been here at the East Moline plant say they are not the least bit surprised at this announcement today. News Channel 8's Ken Price is here with more on our team coverage and more on that story. Ken?
Well, Matt, workers knew that the closing of the plant here in East Moline was inevitable. They just said it was just a matter of when. But that still doesn't change the fact that 900 of them will still lose their jobs, some after well over 20 years. I talked to a lot of workers today. They came out with looks of despair on their face, and some feel they were just cheated. Does it make you feel cheated at all, or?
Oh, yeah, but you get cheated every day somewhere down the line.
I don't have my faith in Case. I have in Jesus Christ.
Definitely cheated.
I'm sorry?
Definitely cheated.
Do you think 4 years is enough time for you to find another job?
It'll have to be. If it's 4 years.
You think it'll be less?
There's no number that constitutes we're open.
Some workers just don't know when. They have less than 4 years to find another job, and a lot of them tell me in order to get the salary and benefits they had here at Case, they may have to relocate. And Matt, that's something they say they just don't want to do since they built their lives here based upon their employment.
And as you say, very tough with the number of years that so many of them have in at this particular plant.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much, Ken. Well, how will the closing of this Case plant affect the entire Quad City area? Well, we did some checking today with the Rock Island County Clerk to get a little bit of an idea what we're talking about for money. Here's what we've learned. The city of East Moline will lose just over $100,000 in tax revenues each year. The East Moline School District will lose out on some $200,000. United Township High School alone will take a hit of $112,000. We'll have a reaction on that and more tonight on News Channel 8 at 10 o'clock. For now, reporting live in East Moline, I'm Matt Hamill, News Channel 8.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. To recap, the 2.5 million square foot Case plant in East Moline is set to close in 2004. Our coverage continues on News Channel 8 at 6 o'clock with an expert on Case and other businesses in our region with an explanation of what impact the closing will have on the Quad Cities. And on News Channel 8 at 10 o'clock, how Case's closing will affect one area family. Some late-breaking news to tell you about. Out of Hampton, Illinois, a tugboat driver died while his tug was pushing a barge on the Mississippi River. Witnesses say the captain collapsed. The barge then ran aground near 8th Street and 1st Avenue. We will have more details on the story tonight on News Channel 8 at 10 o'clock. We now take a look at other news from around the region, city by city.
I'm Michelle Olayo. Abingdon school officials say they may fire Western Illinois militia leader Don Shoemaker. Police arrested Shoemaker last month at Abingdon Middle School, where he works as a custodian. Police say he had 3 weapons in his car. Shoemaker is suspended without pay. A termination hearing is set for August 3rd. Michelle Olayo, News Channel 8.
I'm Jim Mertens. Fulton city leaders and the contractor of this new windmill are at odds. The windmill was just completed 2 months ago. The contractor now says the city owes an additional $20,000. But the city says it did not approve the extra money and it won't pay it. The total cost of this windmill was nearly $1 million. Jim Mertens, News Channel 8.
I'm Jacqueline Getty in Cambridge, where the flags are flying high and proud over the Veterans Memorial here at the end of the business district in town. But that was not the case yesterday. After a memorial this weekend, they were stolen. The sheriff said if they were brought back, there would be no questions asked and no charges filed. Miraculously, they appeared overnight. In Cambridge, Jacqueline Getty, News Channel 8.
News Channel 8's closing of Case coverage continues next. More on how the plant closing will affect the Quad Cities coming up next.
I'm Neil Castor in the Weather Center. The sun faded to clouds, leading to evening showers, and temperatures are going to stay cool. When we see any more rain and how cool will it be, we'll let you know coming up.
And I'm Mike Kleinstaub in the newsroom. You've heard of fantasy football. Well, how about fantasy golf? Our John Deere Classic coverage continues later on in sports.
Or a sport utility vehicle anywhere until you see the 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee and our Chrysler and Plymouth minivans. We won't be undersold here at Courtesy.
At Pioneer Hybrid, we believe in farmers.
Real fast?
Sure.
Like unbutton one of them and tuck it in there to hide it so it looks better in there.
Here, farther down.
Poor John, he's been working
Undressing
a long
and
time.
jeez. That's okay.
I'm just going to ask you how the market reacted. Analysts have predicted that the move will have a positive impact on long-term stocks.
Sure.
Since the closing was a proactive move and it wasn't really because of negative circumstances. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I don't know how much we'll get to. Then what you talked about, the factors that the company
Sure.
looked.
So that's how it feels. The President Casino. Go for it.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
Babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
bacteria-producing organisms found only...
Who knows where? And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pint of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
This summer, get an ordinary vehicle and do ordinary things. Or get a Jeep vehicle and do extraordinary things, thanks to the Jeep Summer Clearance. Buy Cherokee Sport and get 5.9% APR financing for up to $2,400 in savings. Or lease and get $3,000 in total values if you're a returning Daimler Chrysler lessee. Plus, get all this at no extra charge. So hurry to the Jeep Summer Clearance. It's anything but ordinary. See your dealer during the Jeep Summer Clearance.
Welcome back to the special edition of News Channel 8. The announcement to close the Case East Moline plant has had a big impact on workers here. But what about stock prices? Jonathan Turner from the Argus Dispatch newspapers joins us live now. Jonathan, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Give us a sense, if you can, if the stock market at all has reacted to this news, if at all.
Today, the stock closed at 9 3/8, was just up 1/8 compared to the previous day, so it was a very minimal impact so far. One of the local brokers I spoke with said that these kind of things take several years to really show a positive net effect in terms of the bottom line and the share price.
When I spoke with a couple analysts today on the telephone, they were telling me that they expect long-term stock prices to be fine, if not improved, because this is considered a positive effect, kind of a lean, mean fighting machine is what Case has been trying to turn itself into.
Yeah. Most companies, especially in a merger like this, when Case and New Holland came together, they look to save $500 million annually by 2003. Anything that increases the bottom line helps improve efficiency, obviously will help the stock price in the long run.
Right, so the stockholders are okay, but as we've seen earlier this evening, the workers are the ones who are probably suffering more on this. Can you talk a little bit about why the East Moline plant was closed as opposed to the Grand Island, Nebraska plant? Now, we talked a little bit about union versus a non-union shop. Was our shop closed simply because it is a union shop?
Well, the CNH spokesman I talked to said the union aspect was only one of several factors that they looked at. It was an eight-month comprehensive review of all of their 45 facilities across the world. They looked at the age and condition of the manufacturing plants. They looked at the technology, the way the manufacturing configuration is set up within each plant. They looked at the union as the part of the total operating costs of the facility. So it was not given any greater weight necessarily than any one factor, but was part of the total picture.
Do you believe him, I guess is my question, and do you think that he's just kind of telling you that the union wasn't a factor?
Sure, I think union facilities obviously drive up your operating costs. That's a greater expense to the company, and that's obviously a factor that they look at.
All right, thank you very much. I don't mean to put you on the spot there,
problem.
Jonathan, but I think it is kind of an important question that a lot of
Sure.
people have in the back of their minds. Thank you very
Definitely.
much for joining
Thanks.
us, Jonathan, from the Dispatch. You will also find continuing coverage of the closing of Case in tomorrow's issue of the Argus Dispatch newspapers. A dramatic change in the weather today. It sure doesn't feel like it's less than a week to the John Deere Classic, and it doesn't feel like the middle of July, that's for sure, with some of these cooler readings. Neil Castor and your Storm Check 8000 forecast is next on News Channel 8.
News is sponsored in part by American Family Insurance.
My husband and I have 2 children. We depend on both our incomes.
Quabartis Lawrence has American Family Life Insurance. She likes how her American Family agent made the life policy so easy to understand.
If something were to happen to me, it would be financially difficult for Carlo and the children. Our American Family Life policy, it gives me a sense of security.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance. Wake up to Hardee's. Treat yourself right. To the best tasting biscuits in the Good Morning Light.
Wake up to America's best tasting biscuits. Fresh, hot, and buttery. Like 2 Hardee's sausage and egg biscuits for just $2. 2 for $2.
Gonna bounce into breakfast. Nobody can match. Biscuits and Hardee's. Made fresh from scratch. Just like Mama did.
You could be walking among giants. You could be simply spellbound. Call 1-800-2CONNECT. right here, right now, and discover Illinois. Be sure to ask for your free weekend adventure guide. That's 1-800-2-CONNECT.
At American, hundreds of items include no money down, no interest till 2002.
Okay, let's see if I've got this right. First of all, American has an unbeatable selection. I mean, look at the video department alone.
Pretty much all the big brands you want.
Then there's our patented price check system, where we shop the competition for you to make sure you get the guaranteed low price.
The real guaranteed low price.
And on top of all that, we make it easy to pay for your purchase with no money down, no interest till 2002.
American, why shop anywhere else?
If we really want to make sure no child gets left behind in America, we need the courage to raise standards in our schools. We need more accountability and more discipline. And we need to stop promoting failing children to the next grade and giving up on them.
George Bush raised standards. Test scores soared. Texas leads the country in academic improvement.
It's easy just to spend more. Let's start by expecting more.
Learn more about the Bush Blueprint for accountability, high standards, and local control.
Our News Channel 8 lobby once again filled up with fans that you donated. Today, Project Now came to pick them up, but we still need more fans to keep all Quad Cityans cool this summer. We are collecting new or used fans in good working condition. Our lobby hours are from 8 to 5. We are located at 3003 Park 16th Street in Moline. Please donate to our News Channel 8 Fan Drive 2000. And Neil Castor joins us now with a look at our weather, and we're dipped down to the 70s. It's very nice out there.
It's very comfortable. That's right. Yeah. Give the air conditioning a little bit of a break. And, well, we got some showers going, too. You know, this was something we talked about yesterday as being a band of rain that probably would just kind of fizzle out. And it really isn't amounting to too much, but it messes up your plans if you have to be out in the backyard tonight. Showers from the Quad Cities southward showing up on our live dual sweep. The rain around Cedar Rapids beginning to dwindle, and we're seeing the end of this now approaching Iowa City. So not a lot of rain coming in, but enough to make things a little damp as we head into the evening hours tonight, to say the least. And we have a temperature pattern across the area that's generally pretty cool for this time of year, as we have readings of 72 in LaSalle, Jim Heisen. That's actually the warm spot. We range it to 70 in Orion, Don Ballou, Larry Bartlett, Prairie City. A couple of 66s showing up from Don Reed in Durant, and Ed Hughes in DeWitt, Iowa this afternoon. Quad City Airport now has cooled to 67. The showers allowing temperatures to drop back into the 60s after being lower 70s earlier. Still 83, though, in St. Louis, and 84 in Muggy in Kansas City. Stronger thunderstorms occurring in areas of Missouri and southern Illinois this afternoon. In fact, a couple of severe thunderstorm watches have been thrown up across that area. A little trough working across the region, and although our air is very dry, we are seeing the showers saturate the low level and reach the ground this afternoon, reason for the rain that we have now. Cool air pumped in from the northeast, keeping temperatures low, and of course with the clouds too, that helps hold those temperatures down quite a bit. South of this boundary is where we find all that real hot and muggy air this afternoon. Again, the weather system crossing the area with this area of showers right here, just kind of taking a bullseye really right on the Quad Cities, and the heavier thunderstorms forming in Missouri. Midnight tonight, Futurecast, our supercomputer model, takes the rain east of us. This looks to be pretty much on target, along with the fact that there'll probably be a lot of low cloudiness lingering behind. We take it to 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Rain certainly long gone out of the picture. Some lingering clouds, a few showers in western Kansas. This cloud cover should burn away. It looks like a low-level cloud deck that will burn off by noontime tomorrow. Looking at some sunshine, partly sunny. Late afternoon, evening tomorrow should be just fine around here. Really should be a nice afternoon. Then we head toward Thursday morning and we get the next weather system with the green representing the showers and thunder showers to break out again early Thursday, northern Iowa, Wisconsin. And as this weather system moves our way, combining with a pretty good dose of moist air from the south, we'll see that chance for showers increase once again, especially by Thursday night. Hometown weather for tomorrow afternoon, featuring temperatures in the 70s. We start off with some cloudiness, but that should begin pulling out of the area. We'll range temperatures from 74 Dixon to 78 in Burlington. Afternoon hours featuring a partly sunny sky. Looks like a pretty good day coming up for tomorrow. This evening, unfortunately, if you have plans, not all that great. Cloudy skies with some early evening showers. Our low temperature around 60 degrees overnight. Northeast breeze 5 to 10. Partly sunny, pleasant tomorrow after some early morning cloudiness. 76 with a northeast breeze continuing tomorrow night. Light winds, low 58. Very pleasant. On the cool side, Thursday, increasing clouds, shower thunderstorm chance late day or Thursday night, a high of 77 degrees, and still in the 70s to start the weekend, which looks pretty doggone good right now. May warm up a little late in the weekend, but no excessive heat, that's to be sure.
Right, no problem either.
Not really,
I like
no.
it a lot. Thank
Yeah,
you very
all
much,
right.
Neil. The pros aren't the only ones who can win cash during this year's John Deere Classic. You can too. Mike Kleinstub has fantasy golf details coming up next. And John Deere Classic coverage continues next in News Channel 8 Sports as well.
Criminals have all kinds of rights, but the victims of crime do not have rights that are always protected and guaranteed. That's why I'm for a constitutional amendment to protect victims' rights so that, for example, if somebody has been a crime victim and the person who committed that crime is about to be released, they ought to be notified. If there's a trial, they ought to have a right to speak to the jury. The people who are hurt by crime need to be heard.
How's your drive? Ever think you could be up there with the pros? Give it your best shot at the RE/MAX World Long Drive Championship right here in the Quad Cities. News Channel 8, the Quad City.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Back 9 driving range. Just show up and hit the ball for all it's worth. Claim your spot in the finals and your share of the $275,000 purse. Give it your best shot. July 22nd. For more information on the RE/MAX local long drive event, call 309-797-9567.
A car full of ideas. A truck with very lofty credentials. Most popular. So what's the big deal? Cash allowance. Up to 2,000. We could go on and on and on. 1,000 cash allowance. But wait, there's even more. Up to 2,000. Make you feel good all over. Almost everything. Oops. Why don't all the other guys make it this easy? Dodge. Different.
It's the 81st Great Mississippi Valley Fair. Buy your $25 fun card now. Good for 6 days of free admission, 6 days of free grandstand shows. Come see the great fair entertainment. Tracy Lawrence, Sawyer Brown, Neil McCoy, Styx, Montgomery Gentry, George Jones, Cornell Gunther's Coasters. Buy your fun cards now at RJ Boers, Wells Fargo Banks, Good Times and Rampage, and the Isle of Capri. Come to the great one.
And everybody's gonna be there.
You know where.
The Great Mississippi Valley Fair.
See you there.
As American as the Southwest. Rich, vibrant, a spirited blend of color and texture. Applebee's introduces stuffed chicken Santa Fe. Tender marinated chicken filled with smoky cheeses and mild peppers. Topped with a zesty pepper cheese sauce that's unmistakably Santa Fe. For a limited time only, stuffed chicken Santa Fe. As unique as the Southwest, as American as Applebee's.
Just a week to go before the John Deere Classic, and you don't have to wait for the Classic to start learning about it. Click on to our website at WQAD.com for video and stories about the tournament. It is a free site only from News Channel 8 and the Argus Dispatch newspapers. And all week we've been able to show you hole by hole what the course looks like, and there is a lot of beauty out there.
Yeah, number 16, a beautiful hole, Mother Earth, but really a lot of history in these holes as well. You know, wood is not only a big part of our history, it is also the main club used off the tee at a golf tournament. But when golfers approach hole number 7 next week, they will not be thinking about wood. Here, Timber Ridge is our hole of the day. Hole number 7 is Timber Ridge, but no one will be using a wood to reach the green on this par 3, 226-yard hole. Depending on the wind conditions, most will be happy to get to the number 8 with a par, although some will score birdies.
From the back tee, he's playing about 225. Usually there's wind coming right up that chute, so you're going to see some long to mid irons on the hole, and birdie may be a good number there as well, but for the most part I think you're going to see pars.
This multi-slope green will house a tough Sunday pin placement that could tighten things up as they get ready to make the turn to the back 9. And here is something special. WQAD is teaming up with the Argus Dispatch to bring you fantasy golf as a chance for you to get into the action and win some exciting prizes. You can log on to WQAD.com. You select 6 golfers, have daily prizes. You can compete against your friends or compete against guys like myself and Dan Burrich. Now, once you sign up for fantasy golf, you can make your own groups. You can play against myself, Dan Burrich, or even golf writer Tom Johnson from the Dispatch. It all starts Monday at WQAD.com. As we first reported on Monday, former Mallards coach Paul Gillis has landed a job within the United Hockey League. Today, Gillis was hired as the new coach of the expansion New Haven Hawks. Gillis won a championship while coaching the Mallards 2 seasons ago. He spent last year with the Canadian All-Star team. He is expected to sign former Mallard Glenn Stewart later on this month. If the rain will lighten up just a little bit, we will have several teams on the field in search of state championships. In baseball, Assumption battles Marion at 7 o'clock. The winner moves on to the district finals. In girls class 3A, Assumption takes on DeWitt. We'll have action from West and North Scott, Muscatine against Iowa City West, and Dubuque Senior will take on Pleasant Valley. But that is weather permitting.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Yep. Things have cooled off in the Quad Cities. No one preparing for the Classic became too overheated today. Neil Castor takes one more look at the extended Storm Track 8000 forecast next on News Channel 8.
Are we next? Testing 1, 2, 3.
The Chrysler 2000 Summer Clearance. You've never seen a clearance like this before. And after July 31st, you won't see one like it again.
Remember Jared? He lost 245 pounds on his own diet, which included Subway's low-fat sandwiches and lots of walking. It's been a year, so let's see how he's doing.
Looking buff, Jared.
Thanks to 7 Subway sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less, Jared's looking good. Subway.
Ah, summer. You may not be thinking clothing, but you should be. Right now during S&K Summer Clearance Sale, you'll find the newest looks, the hottest styles, and the lowest prices of the year. Like silk sport coats, now just $79.97. Or these handsome suits on sale for a limited time at 2 for less than $200. There's no excuse not to look your very best. Just ask the experts. Life's better when you look good.
Visit our 2 area locations or online at www.skmenswear.com.
A cart full of ideas. A truck with very lofty credentials. Most popular. So what's the big deal? Cash allowance. Up to 2,000. We could go on and on and on. 1,000 cash allowance. But wait, there's even more. Up to 2,000. Make you feel good all over. Almost everything. Oops. Why don't all the other guys make it this easy? Dodge. Different.
News Channel 8's Classic Hole of the Day is sponsored by St. Ambrose University H.L. McLaughlin MBA program and Menards, where you save big money.
Tonight, News Channel 8 continues to follow the breaking story of Case New Holland pulling out of East Moline. It is news that no one wanted to hear. New tonight at 10 will tell you how much money the city stands to lose. And our stock analyst will tell us what retirees and stockholders stand to lose or gain from all the cuts. Also, we'll tell you about New Holland's plans to pull out of the area even earlier than expected. That's all new tonight on News Channel 8 at 10.
Thank you very much, Matt. Neil Castor joins us now with a look at our weather.
A little damp this evening. We have had some showers pull into the area this afternoon, and they've managed to saturate what was really a pretty dry air mass, so we ended up with the rain falling out right now. Our live sweep on the dual Doppler radar from right here at News Channel 8 shows the shower activity basically from the Quad City area and points southward, although there are some light showers to the north as well. But southern half of the area is seeing most of the rain this evening, and it looks like it'll be around for maybe a couple of hours or so yet, and then pull out of the picture, and that leads to better weather tomorrow. Look at these temperatures for this time of year, really certainly doing very well. The next 4 days should be in the 70s, and 82 on Sunday is still below normal. Another shower thunderstorm chance coming in about Thursday night, late Thursday night, and then we dry out again as we get into the weekend. But overall, it is a very comfortable weather picture, and the rain this evening may be spoiling that outdoor walk, but you can't beat the temperatures. And nice to be able to shut the air conditioner off too.